Hello, gorgeous people. This is Too Pretty to Corporate, and I'm your host, Chloe. Welcome to the first episode. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't believe I have I'm finally doing this. Okay, so I finally quit my job after 4 months of working there, and honestly, I really can't believe it. Absolutely loving life, but still kind of navigating through this new season. It is not easy because, sometimes anxiety creeps in. You don't know what your next steps are. You're trying to figure out, what you like, what you don't like, what your next role might be, what you want to do as kind of like your own passion project. But overall, it's been a really much needed break to kind of decompress and to just enjoy life and not be in a corporate prison. So before I get into the episode, I want to walk you through the structure. So first thing is the intro, which is this, and then second thing is our wild affirmations. Yes, we're going to be doing some pretty cool affirmations before we get started. And then third part is the actual meat and tea of the episode. And then last but not least is going to be some unhinged corporate confessions. So today it's going to be my corporate confession, and then hopefully as there's more people listening to this, you can participate as well. And yeah, I'm still in the process of building like the where you would actually submit your confession. And yeah, I'm really excited because this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to hear about your unhinged stories, to be honest. I mean, really, if corporate is just basically just going to get your work done and coming home, I mean, that's pretty bland. That's pretty boring. You kind of have to have something else going on, and there's nothing I love more than a little unhingedness in the workplace. Something to keep them on their toes, something to make your day exciting, and maybe look forward to your work day instead of dreading it. Yay! This is how you get through corporate. I can't think of any other way to get through corporate other than just, doing something crazy, just, out of pocket, something unexpected. And yeah, I do from time to time do that. But anyways, we'll leave that till the end. As for now, let's start with our affirmations. So, are you guys ready? I don't think you're ready because this is just too much. If you're not really, the main character energy, your soul is gonna absolutely hate this and think it's ridiculous. But we love ridiculous, right? We love crazy, we love delusional, outrageous, everything, you name it, okay? I'm famous. I'm rich. I'm meant for more than a soul sucking off his job. It's all gonna work out for me because I'm crazy. Wow, that was amazing. I hope you really did say that and repeat it after me. I don't know if I was really fast, maybe I'll slow it down next time, but you get the gist. And there is actually a song that I used to listen to as well when I was working in corporate, and it really helped me, tap into my alter ego and my main character energy and really just, really believe that I have that influence and I'm this magnetic, person and everything happens for my good. Anyways, without further introductions, I just I would highly recommend the song called I'm Actually Kind of Famous by Slayyyter. She is the most amazing artist out there. She's just honestly the best. I think she's coming to Sydney. I can't remember when, but I know that I saw that and I was like, oh, I really want to go because it would be the party. And yeah, I love her energy. I love that kind of, you know, being unapologetically yourself and just doing what you feel like you want, or like this is who you are and you're expressing it. And it doesn't matter what others think. So I love that kind of energy that she gives off through the way that she is in her songs and like the songs itself that she sings. So if you really want to embody your main character energy and kind of use it as a reminder as well, I would highly recommend her songs, especially this one. I think this is my favorite one. I honestly couldn't believe it when I found this song, because I'm like, you know, yeah, that's me. I'm actually kind of famous. You know, the world just needs to catch up to my reality. You know, the world needs to catch up to my reality, and this is my reality, and no one can take that away from me, because at the end of the day, you decide who you want to be. You decide who you are. You're the one who defines you. Okay, sorry that was a long affirmations part. Hopefully it's not that long, but hopefully I'm not boring you, okay? Because this is not the point. So, you know, boring could be your corporate job, but here I really want to get you out of that boredom. I'm hoping you're sitting on the train right now listening to this and feeling seen, feeling like, wow, I'm not the only one who dreads my job and thinks that corporate sucks. There's other people who think that corporate sucks and they're talking about it and they're not afraid to speak up. So, yes, let's get into it. So, I obviously was working a full-time job in marketing, in hospitality, and it was corporate, it was very traditional, and it absolutely sucked the life out of me. And, you know, I really just can't believe how corporate is normalized. I really don't know, because coming into an office, sitting and working for a freaking traditional and outdated process heavy company with the minimum salary is like, well, it's not really the minimum salary, but like not a great salary. You know, I feel like the minimum should actually be 100k plus super. That's what I think. You know, because if you want me to commute, right, and that takes away my energy and my zest for life, okay? By the time I get there, I'm already effing exhausted, okay? Being surrounded by people on the train who smell God knows what, and being a claustrophobic person, you know, it's not fun. It takes a lot of energy away from me. And that, you know, freshness and that excitement that you feel in the morning, okay? So you're asking me to commute all the way to that job. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it's close to home, I still commute. You know, if it's walkable distance, I don't care if it's, you know, train distance, one bus, one train, two trains. I don't care, whatever it is. You know, you're asking me to commute, right? And then after that, I'm sitting there for 8 hours, okay? And I'm looking at the computer. All this stuff is so unhealthy for the human body, for the way that we were built. And not only that, but you're expected to have this crazy amount of work that you need to get done at the best of your ability, right? And, you know, on top of that, you have to deal with the stress that comes with it, the last minute stuff, anything they throw your way, you have to be okay with it. Because if you have an opinion, you know, you're seen as a difficult person, you're seen as not flexible and not adaptable. Okay, so you really, honestly can't win. I feel like the only way to win in corporate is if you are, if like corporate is your whole life, your whole identity. You don't have other interests in life, you don't have anything else you have going for you outside of your corporate job. And so you make your corporate job the main thing and everything revolves around it. Whereas me, I have a great life outside of corporate. Corporate is only a job that funds my lifestyle and funds my financial freedom. It's not everything about me. I'm not going to be there forever. I'm not going to be, you know, leaving my full potential to work in a prison, right? Because let's be real, corporate is prison, okay? Like, I don't even know, like my brain doesn't even know the difference between prison, school, and corporate. Okay, to me, they're all the same. And oh my God, God help me if the company that I work for is like has outdated systems and processes, you know, because my tipping point was when I received this 6-page freaking 3-month performance review. And I had to fill out these questions and I'm like, oh my God, like it really offended me. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like on top of all my work, I'm expected now to fill out these meaty as questions about my role, about my time there, about blah, blah, blah. And, you know, be okay with it. Like it's very scrutinizing. Like I felt like I'm being watched like a hawk, right? And any wrong move, any move I do, it's going to be used against me or something. And it's crazy. It's like they want to control you. You know, it's like you can't be yourself. It's the death of individuality, basically. You know, you come into this space, into that workplace, and you just forget about who you are, you know? All your humanity just leaves at the door once you get into corporate. You know, the amount of masking that you have to do, the sucking up, oh my God. I can't even, just the whole thing just feels so icky and unfair and just like so wrong. So wrong. And anyways, I had a crash out about this form and, you know, co-workers around me thought it was, you know, just normal. Like, am I going crazy? Like, am I losing it? Like, surely this is not okay. But they didn't think that something is wrong with that, right? Nothing's wrong with giving you scores in a chart about your professionalism, about the way that you present yourself, about the way that you reflect the company's values, right? They have this chart and it's like, what is it? Let me get this. If I have it, I can't remember. Because at one point I was like, this is too much to do at work. I need to bloody take this home with me and do it at home, unfortunately. So it is absolutely crazy. It's like, yeah, it's like it assesses you based on your skills, attitude and behaviour, personal presentation, job knowledge and performance, service excellence, interpersonal skills, communication skills, complaint handling and problem solving skills, self-management, demonstrates flexibility and an open, adaptable manner. Oh my God, does that sound like they just want to make sure that they can just use you for anything and don't really care about your boundaries? That's what flexibility and adaptability is about, you know? If they say they're short-staffed in housekeeping department and you have to go and strip the sheets, you'd be okay with it, even though it's not in your job description. And that's exactly what happened. Like, honestly, these companies are out of their mind, and like, they just think they own you because they put you on this ridiculous, stupid salary. Okay. So yeah, they kind of assess you based on that. And it's like outstanding, exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, partially meeting expectations, and does not meet expectations. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was livid. I was like, oh my God, like, this is absolutely like school. Like, this is not for adults. Like, surely this is not real. This is absolutely not real at all. And the people around me made me feel like I'm out of my mind, right? And when I said, like, I've never done this before to my manager, you know, I was now an unadaptable person, right? And I'm not flexible. So this is just great. Like, see how they, based on these little things, they make you up as a person. Like, they label you straight away as a person who's not flexible, who's not adaptable. And it's actually crazy. I'm just like, this is so against, you know, having a safe environment to work in, because if you feel like you're being watched all the time and you can't really be yourself and you have to be like everybody else, like, you have to conform. And I can't get over the whole thing about conforming. Like, honestly, it's they really just want to use you and just really make you, I don't know, it's dehumanizing. Like, I don't even have the words to describe this, because when I think of this, I'm effing furious. I'm so furious. I see red. This is what happens. This is how it made me feel. And yeah, that was my tipping point. I was like, okay, like, this is crazy. They're insane. I need to get away from this place, because after the 6 months probation period, they're going to have another one of those. And then after that, it's 12 months. So I'm like, I'm unsubscribing from this outdated process. I'm so sorry. If they still live in the 1950s or whatever the hell, I do not want to partake in this absolute craziness, because this does not align with me. Like, never have I ever in my career ever had to do this. Usually it's just like the manager sitting down with me, asking me, how do you feel about the workload, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about work? Anything I can do to support you. But this is like coming at you like you're the most horrible person on earth. But you know what? It's corporate. It's corporate, and it means nothing, really. It's just a building that you go in and you perform. So you can just be whatever you want to be. You want to be the craziest bitch on there, like in there, go be her. You want to act like the quietest person and you don't give a damn, go. You know, every day you wake up, you can just decide who you want to role play, and that could be you. And I think that was the most fun part in corporate. So for this one, I decided, you know what? I'm the main character. This world revolves around me. And this is how I'm going to show up, because this is truly who I am. You know, badass, unapologetic, you know, crazy and confident. So, and delusional, might I add. So this is going to be me, and this is how I'm going to show up, because I'm done shrinking myself in previous jobs where I had to shrink myself, depending on the culture. So for that company, you had to shrink yourself. You had to be reserved. You had to just bow down and say, yes, yes, yes. You want me to go do that? Yes. You want me to pick up shit? Yes, I can do that. You want me to strip beds? Yes, I could do that. Yay. Because that means you have a can-do attitude. Oh my God, seriously. Oh my God. It's the most insane thing. But anyways, I shared some of that questionnaire on my Instagram and my close friends, because I appreciate that. I love that feature on Instagram. I really get to talk to people on Instagram I haven't talked to in a long time, and it's really cool to get different opinions. So I'm like, surely I'm not going insane. Like, the company's insane. Like, the workplace, this workplace is insane. Anyway, so I go on there and I ask them on Instagram, like, surely this is not right. Like, what the hell? And oh my God, I got like so many replies, and everyone was telling me, yeah, this is so outdated. This is crazy. Like, you should leave, blah, blah, blah. It was really helpful. And it really validated what I really feel and how I'm feeling about this. So unfortunately, I did have to make the call to quit, because this is just over the top. I can't do over the top. And for what? For a job. Like, they just, oh my God. I really can't even think right now. I can't even think properly, because this is, yeah, like whenever I remember that, it infuriates me. I'm so furious and so livid. It's a whole lot of BS. And for what? For a hotel? Like, what? Like, seriously. Anyways, wow, that was kind of like a crash out. It's cool. It's like I'm talking to a friend, and that's how I want this to be feeling like I'm talking to my friends. But yeah, it's really sad that this is what corporate is like, especially hospitality, I guess. I'm not sure if there are other corporate places that are maybe better and not as strict and traditional and outdated as this one. But overall, though, I did enjoy being, like, up until that point, I did enjoy my time there. It wasn't a toxic workplace. Overall, like, from a whole outlook, it wasn't a toxic workplace. Like, you can't really raise your voice or be rude to employees. So that's a good thing. So everyone was respectful and kind there, and I really appreciated that. That was a good thing about it. The opportunities as well, and like how you get to work on campaigns and own the campaigns, the marketing campaigns. It was really cool. But yeah, I think this is one of the things that really did it for me, and I think it's an important thing as well. Like, if something small like this doesn't align with your values and your whole outlook on life or in jobs, I think you should be in an environment where you completely feel safe, not really contradicting. Like, they just say, oh, it's safe here, everyone's respectful, everyone's kind, yet they have this performance review, right? So it's kind of like, I don't think, it's completely true, but yeah, whatever, that it will have to do. Like, it's fine. But yeah, I think that was the breaking point for me. But up until that moment, I had already felt like a strong pull towards just doing my own thing and really just really going for a podcast and really just feeling like I want to have a space to freely express myself and talk about my life and talk about my experience and just kind of make others feel seen as well. And so, yeah, I am currently unemployed, and I'm trying not to freak out, because I feel like it's easy for you to kind of enjoy a few weeks off and then you kind of freak out about your next move. And so I'm trying not to, because I know that this job left me burnt out and my survival mode was like absolutely through the roof, and it caused me a lot of stress, that job. And so I was like, yeah, this is not a way to live. my mental health and my well-being is much more important than that. And I do still live at home, although it's not the ideal situation, because I want to have my own space and I have big dreams and I want to be able to do a lot of things. I do think that, like I would love to, get back and earn money and, have something that kind of funds my lifestyle until I can kind of, make that on my own with being my own boss. But yeah, I thought, you can't really go back straight away into a role or into a job before you kind of heal. And so, yeah, I think it's important to kind of pause and to get your mental health in place and to kind of do something that fills your soul. So then you can have the clarity of what's your next step, and to really just, assess what you're really passionate about, if that role burnt you out or it wasn't the right fit for you, which was my situation. Then how can you take that into your next role? Like, how can you, take that data and kind of, assess what, how does that, what am I trying to say? Seriously, I lose my train of thought. I am iron deficient though, and I'm still trying to heal from my survival mode and burnout. But anyways, what I'm basically saying is, how can you take that information from your previous role or previous roles and kind of look at it and assess it and move forward? And, now I learned about myself. Like, it helped me learn more about myself. So it was positive in that way. So yeah, it really just made me more confident about starting this podcast and really just taking a chance on myself. And if you are going through the same thing, you're not alone. You really are not alone. I think what's good for you and what's meant to be for you will always find you, and you won't be able to miss the opportunities that are meant for you. And, rejection is redirection, as you all see on social media now. So cringe, so sorry. But it's true. It's true. And yeah. So this is the end of, I don't know what you want to call it, my rant, maybe? My rant. I think it was more of a rant. And, I love ranting. I love ranting. If you're not ranting like this, I don't know what you're doing, seriously. You need to get on with it. Really need to get with it. Anyway, so next up we have unhinged corporate confessions. Yay! So my unhinged corporate confession is that I had revenge quit multiple times. I really don't stand BS, and if a place is not transparent with me and they're really doing me wrong, I just see red and I'm just like, I don't care about burning bridges. You did me wrong. And so don't cry for what's to come, okay? And I love it because it's so unexpected. They don't really expect it at all, and they don't really see that in you. So I'm like, you know what? I love disappointing people, So anyways, I did that. And which one should I talk about? Which story? Because I actually have not prepared a story yet, but maybe next time I'll actually tell you the story. But I guess this is an example. So if you revenge quit, I'd love to hear about it. So this concludes our episode, my beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's not too annoying. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I can't wait for episode 2. Bye bye.